Sang Myung-moon was particularly good at taking care of animals. When birds made the nest in the tree in front of his house, he dug a small water hole for them to drink water. He also scattered some hard millet from the storeroom on the ground for the birds to eat. At first, the birds would fly away whenever someone came close. They soon realized, however, that the person giving them food was someone who loved them, and they stopped flying away when he approached. Once, Sang Myung-moon thought he would try raising fish, so he caught some fish and put them into the water hole. When he got up the next morning, he found that all the fish had died during the night. He stood there in astonishment, looking at them floating on top of the water. He cried all day that day, because he was so looking forward to raising those fish. In the New Year's Eve and the first full moon of the new year, Sang Myung-moon went to where grown-ups were gambling and took a nap during the night. In the early morning, when they were about to call it quits for the night, he would join in. He took the money that he had won, bought some starch syrup, and took it around to all his friends to give them each a taste. He didn't use the money for himself or to do anything bad. In any village, it is natural that there are people who live well and those who don't. When Sang Myung-moon would see a child who had brought boiled millet to school for lunch, he couldn't eat his own lunch of rice, so he would exchange his rice for millet. One of his uncles was a greedy man. His family owned a melon patch near the middle of the village, and every summer, when the melons were ripe and giving off a tasty fragrance, the village children would beg him to let them eat some. His uncle sat and kept guard, refusing to share even a single melon. One day, he went to his uncle and asked, "Uncle, would it be alright if sometime I were to go to your patch and eat all the melon I want?" The uncle willingly answered, "Sure, that will be fine." So, Sang Myung-moon sent word to all the children and led them to his uncle's patch at midnight. It took only a few minutes for several rows of melons to be picked clean. That night, the hungry children of the village sat in the clover field and ate melons until their stomachs almost burst. The next day, there was big trouble. "You rascal! Was this your doing? Are you the one who ruined my entire year's work raising melons?" "Uncle, don't you remember? You told me I could eat all the melons I wanted. The village children wanted to eat melons. Their desire was my desire. Was it right for me to give them a melon each? Or should I absolutely not have given them any?" "Alright, you're right." He was still a child, but Sang Myung-moon felt that he wanted to be a friend to everyone. In fact, he wanted to be more than just friends. He wanted to have relationships where they could share their deepest hearts.